Hello everyone, Helen Yu here at Acumatica Summit in Seattle. I'm here joined by John Case, CEO of Acumatica. Hello John, so nice to see you here.
Very good to see you and thank you for coming.
You know, I loved your keynote and I can't wait to really unpack that a little bit.
Great.
But before we do that, let's start with Acumatica. Tell us your journey as a CEO there and then what Acumatica does and who it serves.
Good. Yeah, I'm the CEO of Acumatica. I've been there about 4 years and have been kind of being part of this growth story of this company as it's kind of going through this very, very, very fast period of expansion and opportunity. And so it's been a really fun journey as a CEO. Acumatica is a mid-market ERP cloud software company. We're a born in the cloud, SaaS native technology that does ERP, enterprise resource planning, for small mid-market businesses. We don't serve the smallest of businesses and we don't work with the largest of enterprises. We serve a segment of the market that's, call it 50, 100, 200, 500 employees, and they have very specific technology needs. And that's what we build. We build a technology business management system, an ERP, for that size customer. And that's what we were here celebrating today at the summit.
You know, I walked away from your keynote inspired and energized, right? Two things that are very important. You use your own software to run your business.
Of course.
And then secondly, is emphasize the people, community, and then celebrating the success of your customer. Talk to us a little bit more about the culture you're cultivating.
Yeah.
How have you been able to build such a energetic community?
Yeah, well, first we have to use our own product. We'd be fools not to use what we think is the best, ERP product for customers like ours. So we of course we use it. We'd be silly if we didn't. And so it means that we are very focused on what's in the product and what's coming, and we roll it out internally months before it goes to the public, and that's very intentional. The community that you mentioned is a huge part of our story. We have hundreds of partners that work with customers. We have hundreds of ISVs that build products that integrate into Acumatica. We have tens of thousands of people in our online ecosystem. We have hundreds of MVPs that are not employees of Acumatica but working with us. So all that does is give us scale. I mean, that they outnumber us 8 to 1, 10 to 1 almost.
You added a few more partners, right?
We added about 20% of our new partners in the past year. We'll add another 20% probably this year. New types like private equity firms and industry associations, in addition to sort of our more traditional channels. It's a big part of our growth. What we find is that, if you're a customer, say a manufacturing company or a construction company, you're very interested in the software, but what you're actually buying is the finished solution. You're buying something that's rolled out, that you can train, that you're trained on, that you can literally run your accounting and your systems and your inventory, your manufacturing on today. And so our value-added reseller system, that's a huge part of our community, hundreds of partners. They know those industries very, very, very deeply. And so that's a big part of our success is, working with them to understand the customer needs as we build the product. Because again, that's what the customer's buying. They're not buying just some off-the-shelf software. They're buying a finished solution that's configured for use and is ready to run.
That makes a huge difference. As a matter of fact, I was sitting by one of your customers who just went live.
Oh, here we go.
In January, right? He told me that they are running through really some challenge in the past 3 years, working with another ERP solution. And finally, they switched over after, it only took them 15 weeks to go live.
That's a good story.
He said he's extremely excited about going to the summit. This is his first summit. And I asked him about what are really lessons learned. He said the flexibility, being able to, on a single platform, doing everything they need to do without going to so many siloed places, right? And then also, in addition, the ability for them to do the reporting. He bragged about your dashboard and everything. So kudos.
That's a great story. I mean, there's a lot of things in that story that I can relate to. Almost every customer comes to us from some project either that they've outgrown or they needed to modernize their technology or something that failed. It's a very common set of discussions. They're all, that customer size and type, they're all looking for one end-to-end business management ERP system where they're not looking for 20 different data silos, as you said. They're looking for one place with one system of record that's sort of the digital replica, the mirror of their industry. And so that's what we provide. And so going live, it's very common for customers to go live in 2, 3, 4 months if they design it well, if it's planned well, if the partner they work with does it well. And so what I want to hear is exactly that. I want to hear stories of success. I want those people to come to our summit because that's where they're going to learn. They're going to see other companies that look like them, feel like them, and how they learn to do it. And that's what this event is all about.
Well, he also shared one of the concerns with me, which was the AI nature of the tool cause all sorts of internal obstacle to get the project move forward.
Is that like a legal discussion?
Yes,
Got
exactly.
it. Okay. Yep.
So that's being said, we saw AI studio demonstration during the keynote today. I was personally very excited about it. Tell us, what's the real world application you see the most?
Yeah.
How do you overcome some internal buy-in challenge?
I think AI has its own, set of misconceptions and hype, you name it. Okay. How we approach AI is very specific. We look at it as a pragmatic embedded tool inside the tools they're currently using. We're not trying to have AI do something illegal on behalf of the customer or do something that violates some regulatory statute. Their data is all private. It's all encrypted with us anyway. But the AI is meant to be an assistant. It's meant to be a way to give them help as opposed and make their lives faster. Like improve how they send checks, improve how they close the books, improve how they pay their suppliers, whatever it happens to be. And so I think there's often this misconception that AI is going to come in and do something that the company doesn't want, when in fact it's there to be a tool for a human, right? The way we use AI is that we bring human ingenuity to that most modern of technology. And so the big gap really is training them on it. It's after we explain it, it's then we got to teach them how to ask the queries the right way and apply the right data sets and think about how they're going to use AI in their lives, as opposed to the AI suddenly does something that they didn't know what was coming.
Exactly. Well, you got to have the right process, right
No
data,
question.
right, in order to, before you even automate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's very interesting today to see there's so many customers. You have 10,000 customers already.
And we announced that a few years ago, so we're well past that now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the stats you showed on the stage today was mind-blowing, honestly. So congratulations on that success. But I also want to talk a little bit more about the community, right?
Good.
It's not just about customer, it's your internal team, the energy that I gained through interacting with every single one of them. I ran into your partner on my way to the summit. She bragged about how really engaging Acumatica team has been working with them over the years. She's been with the company for 26 years.
Wow.
Right? And then she went through 3 buyouts or acquisitions. She's still here. She's here every year for the summit.
Good.
And that's a testament of the community. Right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. What's next?
Yeah, I think, so just the first thing you asked, I think one of the things that we do very well, and I inherited this, I didn't build it, is we do create a lot of loyalty and connection to people. And so our partners, they know that we're trying to drive business success for them. Our MVPs, they know that we want to celebrate them as leaders in our community. And so, and the product does that too. The product customer satisfaction is really, really high compared to the competition. So for us, we have to protect that at all costs. That's the reason we're successful. Everyone wants us to succeed. And so that's why we celebrate community. That's why we talk about it that way. And we'll keep doing that. That's one of the things about us, that we are completely devoted to that model that we think is the secret to that customer size and segment. And we will always, especially as long as I'm here, we'll always be a community-focused business. Now, what's next? I think the community will keep expanding. We mentioned we were talking to new types of partners all the time. The product keeps expanding. We expanded into new industry last year, professional services. That requires a different community and different partners. We'll do more of that over time. I think in the short term, though, we're going to continue to be really good at the market segments we're in. We sell a verticalized product. So if you're a manufacturing company or a construction firm, there's tools specific to your kind of company, and that's what we provide in the system, and that's where we're applying AI. And so all the things you hear us talk about, and you'll see tomorrow in the product keynote, all of which will be online. So all our keynotes will come out online, usually about 24 hours after we do them here at the summit. And when we do those, you'll see the vertical nature of what we do, but also how we're applying these kind of modern technology trends to it. And that's really what's next.
Yeah. There's one more question I have to ask you.
Sure.
Because many other, my customers are users of Acumatica. That's top of their mind right now, right? Any change with this PE acquisition, right? Any change of directions, and some of them are a little bit fearful, to be honest with you.
Change is always, concerning in some ways, right? No, I think, we recently went through an owner transition. We were owned by one private equity firm, and now we're owned by another one. And we went from one huge very successful investor to another huge, very successful investor. No, so far, not just so far in general, I think that investor, Vista Equity, which is the biggest B2B software investor in the world, what they want to do is grow great companies.
Yes.
And they bought us to grow another great company. We're already quite large. They envision us doing what we're doing for another 5, 10, 20 years. And they want to be part of that investment story. So the changes that are coming are the ones that are making us faster and more efficient. They're investing in the business. They're helping us expand. They're helping us think through new business opportunities. It's been great. It's been a great transition for us. They are completely connected to our business model. They want us to run the business the way we currently run it. That's what they bought.
Yeah.
So really, Vista for us has been, in almost every way, the perfect owner. And so we're very happy to be part of their family.
Yeah, I personally went through Vista Equity buyout journey
There you
myself
go.
with Marketo. So
Okay,
I can
great
echo,
example.
Right,
Yeah,
what
right.
you just said.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.